Hey guys, I haven't done a video in a while, so here's one I want to do for you guys. So we're gonna look at stats this morning. So let me make sure my video camera is looking good for me. That looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna go over stats for Utah County, Salt Lake County, and just talk a little bit about the market. So what we're gonna look at June of 2020 and June of 2021, and we're going to compare the 2 months. So this is the latest, the most complete data that UAR, the Utah Association of Realtors, of what they've put out. So this is the latest data. So if we look at for Utah County for June, uh, 2020 is the dark blue and 2021 is the light blue. So we can look and see that in Utah County, the number of listings uh, has is up 7.7% month to month comparison. Closed sales is down. Median sales price. So this is a big one, guys. So I want you to look at this. So we're looking at $95,000 from month to month comparison of June of last year to June of this year, right? So that's a what is that? 29.6% increase. So a house that was listed for $355,000 in June of 2020, that same house is $460,000 June of 2021, right? That's a huge increase. That's incredible. So month supply, if we look, so we're down on that. So we're at 1.1 month supply this June, which is a 52.2% decrease in month to month comparison. Okay, now if we look at year to date, so this is what this is this is from January 1st through June of 2020 and January 1st through June of 2021. So it kind of compares the first 6 months of both years, right? Cumulative months. So if we look, we're down for new listings, we're down about 12.2%. For pending sales, we're down 10.4%. And for closed sales, we're down about 2.6%. So these numbers indicate that we don't have as many homes on the market as we did in June of 20, or for the first 6 months of 2020, and we're not closing, and we don't have as many under contracts um, for this 6 months as compared to the first 6 months of 2020. Okay, so median sales price, but so the 24.7% increase in median sales price. So 344,000 to 430,000, right? So our median sales price of homes has increased. Let's see, days on market. So back in the first 6 months of 2020, 40 days on market, 18 days in 2021. Okay, so big difference there, huge difference there. Okay. All right, now let's look at Salt Lake real quick. So Salt Lake County, same thing. Dark blue is the 2020, light blue is 2021. New listings for this is actually down in Salt Lake, where it was up in Utah County. New listings is down a little bit. Closed sales are down. Median sales price about $100,000 difference, right? So it went up about $100,000. Month supply. So Salt Lake has less than 1 month supply of inventory. Really, really low, really low. Okay. Same thing. So first 6 months of last year to the first 6 months of this year. So new listings down 12.3%, pending sales down 5.1%. Closed sales are actually up 4.5%. So that's different from Utah County. And then median sales price, again, we're looking at a pretty sizable increase for the first 6 months of each year. So 20.5% over the first 6 months of last year. Let's see. Days on market, same thing. So 34 and then 18, same as Utah County, 18 days on market. And days on market is from whenever you list the home to whenever it goes under contract. All right. So that's Utah County. I mean, Salt Lake County, excuse me. So a little bit about, so this is an overall view of for June, for just this month of 2021 for the market that we have right now. So there's a couple things I want you to look at is that just under these quick facts. So the price range with the strongest sales are homes that are $750,000 or more. right? So they've had the strongest sales in June of 2021 with 132.7% increase. This one I'll refer to here in just a second. So property type with the strongest sales, townhomes and condos, 22.5%. Closed sales, there's our townhomes and condos at 22.5%, single family homes at 9%. And this is again, so this is uh, June of last year. Yeah, there we go. June of last year and June of this year. So these are the comparisons, right? Days on market, median sales price. So median sales price for townhomes and condos to 16.4% increase. Single families 18.3% increase. So this is my opinion. So I mean, it isn't a whole lot. It's just a couple of percentage points. But I'm thinking that as the single family homes, the normal standalone single family homes, as they continue to grow in price, then we'll start seeing people evaluating townhomes and condos as a better option, right? And because of the pricing being down a little bit, and because and is causing it to be stronger sales. People are considering townhomes and condos over single family homes because of pricing and availability, and it's creating more sales. Okay. Anything else here I want us to see? Yeah, we're really low on inventory in the whole state of Utah. All right, one last thing I want you to look at. We're going to talk a little bit about this graph right here. So you look at it goes from 1999 to 2021 to current day. So this is inventory. This is housing inventory, and this is housing inventory. I want to say I don't remember. Oh, this is nationwide. Okay, so this is not just Utah. This is nationwide average. So you can see, we were running real steady, kind of just moseying along here, uh, and then shoot. Let me back up. Let me back up. Let me back up. All right, this blue dotted line right here. Generally, what's considered is if the inventory is below this blue dotted line, then that is a seller's market. If it is above this blue dotted line, then it is a buyer's market. This red dotted line is the actual average demand for houses, right? So we're running kind of smooth here, just kind of level out, and then all of a sudden our inventory jumps way up, and it jumps way up above the demand. What's the time frame here? Well, this is about 2007 going into 2008. What happened? That was a bubble. The houses were overinflated. The prices were overinflated. The inventory was right? Over demand. So it's kind of bucking the system as far as supply and demand is concerned. So if you have a large supply and less demand, your prices should be going down. But what happened in 2008 is that these artificially inflated prices was above the demand, right? And that's just one of the small reasons, or one of the few reasons why we had a bubble. It's because we actually had an oversupply of homes, but the home prices were going up, right? So, and you can see that these are home sales. These are existing home sales. So as we went up, we went through the bubble, inventory stopped, building stopped. Building stopped because there was a high demand or there was a high number of homes on the market that were cheap. There was foreclosures, there were short sales. So the homes were going for really cheap prices, so the builders couldn't afford to build, so they stopped. And we see a huge decline here in building. Then they start building a little bit, and they get a little bit to the line, but then it just keeps going down, right? It keeps going down. This is what's driving these prices in our market today. this undersupply of houses right here. And it's not just a little bit, it's a lot, right? And so with that and money being cheap, and I say that because what I mean is that interest rates being so low, with interest rates being so low, which means money's cheap to borrow, people, they're investors specifically, investors are using that opportunity to buy these properties because they see that this inventory, they see these numbers, they see the inventory is very low, and they know that this is going to take a while. This is going to take years to fix, right? So we're going to see that our prices are going to remain high, or going to remain are going to be dictated by supply and demand like this, um, until this can correct, until we can get that inventory back up towards this line, right? So we hopefully, as we come up, we start seeing the prices start to flatten out a little bit, that would be great. But as far as like appreciation on your homes, you're going to be appreciating on your home for quite some time. And there's not going to be a bubble. The reason there's not going to be a bubble is, or the reason it's not a bubble is, one, you have homes with high equity. Okay, and I could pull numbers for that another day, but right now we have, a lot of equity in our homes, right? The inventory is less than what we, a whole lot less than what we need, and it's going to take years to come back up. So let's say, for example, that you're in a situation where you have to sell your house for whatever reason, you have to, right? Or you can't make the mortgage, and you're like, oh, what's going to happen? Well, are you going to choose? Does it make sense to choose to have your home foreclosed on, right? Not pay your mortgage, foreclose on it, and then run your credit, or does it make more sense to sell your home, get money from the equity that you have in your home, pay more of your debts off, and save your credit? I mean, which one makes sense, right? So right now, with the amount of equity that we have in the homes, the amount of inventory, or the less of inventory that we have, um, that's going to take years to come back up. I mean, the best we can hope for is that the prices just start to flatten out as this inventory starts to come back up, which it will, as this inventory starts to come back up. But there's not going to be a crash, guys. There's no crash. And I've seen predictions that it's going to take. So right now we're at like 2.2 million homes, less than what we need, right? And I mean they're building, they're trying, they're building, but it's going to take a while. But anyway, all right, guys. So I'm gonna let this go at that. If you guys have any questions for me, or about these stats, or if you want to talk about what your options are for selling, one of the ways that we have money in the market right now, one of the big ways is that people are selling and then they're buying, or they're selling and they're moving, right? It doesn't matter where, but they're selling, right? So if you want to know what your options are, if you're like, man, I don't know if there's anything I can buy, there's options, right? There are options. If you want to sell and take advantage of this market, there are options for you to do that without being homeless. So uh, give me or Chris a call, and we can talk to you about that. If you're looking to buy, uh, I'm not going to lie to you, it is a tough market to buy, but it's very possible. It's very possible. So give us a call, let us know what's going on, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.